great to see everybody back here again. It's Make It Monday, and on this Monday, we are just going to take a little bit of time and go over some of the things that the iPad has to offer us when it comes to creating. So a couple of things that I'm just going to say right off the bat. I am not an expert. I have an iPad. I enjoy the iPad. And we use the iPad when we are creating quite often. The stuff that I'm going to go over today are just a few of the many things that the iPad or any of your other Android devices offers when it comes to art and creating. The ones that I'm going to share with you today are the ones that work for us, the ones that we have been using and enjoying. And I'm sure there's many more out there. If you have one that's great, that you've been using, that you enjoy, that has benefits, if you go back to the Facebook page, or if this is posted on Facebook, in the comments section below, just let us know what you're using. The other thing, when we're working with the iPad and we're getting set up, just like when we do any of our other projects, we are taking that time to have a conversation and listen to whoever we are working with, or even if it's setting up for ourselves. By that, I mean, what is it that we want to do? What is it that we want to create? How do we need our iPad to sit? Do we need it flat? Do we need it on an angle, more of an angle? Can we hold our hand up to use it? Do we want our hand down flat? So there's a number of things that we need to take our time with. Keep it in small little bits when we first start. iPad can sometimes be, just like anything else, a little overwhelming. So I find that if we do little bits and pieces, for a lot of us, that starts out a little bit better. Next is the tools. So of course we need an iPad or a device of some kind. Mine has a cover protector that has a built-in stand, which gives me a number of angles that I can use. If you don't have that, using wedges of some kind work. I have a couple of wood ones that have, again, different angles that work quite well, where you can set the iPad in or on. You can purchase a number of padded ones in the dollar stores and Walmart. I've seen them, which are, again, a wedge that is made out of fabric that is stuffed with foam, has a lip on it so that the iPad doesn't slip. And that's something that we find quite often when we're doing art with our iPad, is that it can slip around on our table or our tray, that kind of thing. So giving something to help it stay in place, and a number of ways to do that. So again, those fabric holders, you can use the sticky mats and buy a piece and put underneath. You can use a gel pad, all sorts of things. Some of us like to use our fingertip when we are using iPad, and other people are going to find that harder, or have a long nail, or something that prevents that contact with the device. So again, taking the time to find the correct stylus to use. There are many types out there, and again, very much a trial and error. Does somebody need something longer and narrow? Do they need something that has a grip on the end? Do they need the help of something to hold it into place around the wrist or in the hand? So if they don't have a lot of dexterity, you can use a cord that will help hold it into place so that they can actually use the stylus in an easier manner. Again, very much a trial and error. And that's what it is with a lot of things, you know, again, talking, finding out what works, and going from there. And again, some of us just like to use our hands on the iPad. So again, we always have lots of things that we get to go over and enjoy. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to give you an example of a few apps that we use. We use these on a regular basis and sort of why we like them. So I'm going to start out with an app called Finger Paint. Finger Paint is a very simple app and has very large printing on it. You see play is right there with the arrow as a prompt. And again, so it has the choice of multi and single touch. I like to leave it on multi-touch for quite a few of us, and I'll show you why this is important in a minute. We have options of no music or sound, play music, or play with sound effects. Again, depending on who uses this, it's going to give a lot of different options. I am going to start with leaving the play music on, and I'm going to tap that. And then it just gives you another prompt here about how to exit out. You'll see colored dots on the side, so it's very easy to choose what sort of color that you're going to use. And it has, when you open it up, a default. So I'm not even going to choose a color. And so whenever you make contact with the iPad, it plays music. So it encourages that touch. Now, it's a multi-touch. So if I can't just use one finger and my hands drag over the iPad, that will work. I can choose a different color. So one finger, multi-finger, or if somebody has limited movement and hand does not open easily and we are dragging, we still have that ability to be able to create. So you can see when I am looking for one of the apps, we are looking for something that is very user-friendly, something that's offering choice, but there aren't so many choices that it makes it difficult to use. And I am also wanting something that is going to give us option to have sound, which increases that sensory aspect of it, or no sound if we need something quieter, music for somebody who enjoys that. So a number of people that I work with really like this. We start off very simple, where we just allow that pre-chosen color to show up when we go onto the app. Then as we increase our time and the things that we do on it, I introduce how to choose the colors. A number of people that enjoy music are really enjoying this app. So it really gives a multi-experience when you are playing with it, depending on how you set it up. So that comes to the listening and watching and deciding what's best, because not every day do I want to create with music. Sometimes I want a very quiet work environment, and then it allows me that choice. Another important thing when we're creating on the iPad is sometimes temporary art is huge and important, and it is done and we don't have to worry about it, but it gives us an option to save to photos. Why is that important? That is important because it allows us to be able to print out those pictures and to be able to use them for art shows or art to be placed in their rooms or on display. There's nothing like, again, having that final project in our hands. So that particular one is Finger Paint. Again, I'm just going to let you know that at the end of this, down in the comment section, I'm going to type out the links to all of those. Finger Paint is available on iPad and Android devices as well, so it's one that we can use on both. Another really great app that we use and have used is Fluid. So Fluid is something that is again, letting us to touch the screen and, use a number of contact points. And it continues to have that movement with the color as we continue to create. And again, creating with this, you can go into the settings and change how the person would, I've got it on the wrong, but anyways, going into the settings, and you can change all of the things, the speed and the background and intensity and all of those kinds of things. You can even go in and change colors. Again, allowing the option to save. This makes a beautiful, vibrant picture that somebody has complete control over, and you can also decide at what point you want to save that picture. Again, makes a fabulous, fabulous piece with a huge visual impact. Something anybody can be proud of printing out, or you can just enjoy all of those fabulous colors and movement. I'm not sure if this one is available on Android Fluid, but I will check that up as well too. And again, I'm going to leave them all in the links down below. So those first two apps, very easy, very basic, not a lot of adjustments that we have to do and not a lot of choices that we have to make. So there are choices, but it really limits our choices. The third one that I'm going to share with you today is something that we have just recently come across, and it's called Pic Collage. So Pic Collage is another one that, again, gives us the option to create and make choices by using collage without having to cut. So we access those collage pieces on the internet. So I'm going to choose freestyle. It gives you background choices and all those. You'll see there's a number of options in the bottom. Usually when I am using Pic Collage, I kind of set up a number of choices or options or have a discussion about what we want to create with. So the first time we used Pic Collage, we went in and we used an existing artist. So we went and used Eric Carle, who does a lot of fabulous collage books and stories. And how you would use that to create something is you go into your web image and you select, and you would type in Eric Carle backgrounds. Hit search, and then it pops up a number of images of backgrounds of art that Eric Carle has created so that we can then create our own. You just simply select the images that you would like, and there's a large number. And again, remembering a lot of Eric Carle's art is created from a number of collage images, so remember to select a lot of them. You select, you say yes, and it pulls them all up and puts them on a collage board. So from there, you get to go into creating. You select by double tapping one of the colors. It brings up another simple menu. You go to cutout, and it brings up, I don't know if you can see that. Probably not because of the color, but along the bottom, it is bringing up a cutout. So there's templates, and you can select the shape, check mark, and it changes that piece into a shape. You go and select shapes for all of those pieces. And again, depending on the individual, you will either assist in choosing which piece we are going to go to next. So what piece would you like to choose the shape for? You want one of the blue, double tap. We're going to do cutout template. Oh, beautiful blue. What shape? You would like a circle. We double print circle and check mark. Some individuals will be able to do this on their own. Others are going to want help. Others are going to want everything the same. Again, that's where our choices and our selections go. After we get these, you can choose a background, but then you can move your pieces around and easily create a collage or a shape or all sorts of things, and move and select. You can do it with the finger. You can increase the size of pieces and then overlay. It's a fabulous, fabulous collage piece that allows people to really explore and create. So we did an Eric Carle, and then another example would be a gentleman who worked on this who loves cars. So we went in and we selected car backgrounds and chose a number of images and went in and selected those and the shapes, a background color and image, and then he went in to create a image from there. It's a great project for one-on-one with somebody where you can sit down and work with these. And again, the more you work, the more you become familiar. And again, we have just begun exploring this particular app, but it has offered another way of creating with shapes and pieces and collage. So many of us love working with collage. So as you can see, these are just 3 of a large, large number. Again, we can save these. So again, 3 examples of a large number of art apps that we use. I use different ones. Everyone has ones that they love. So those are 3 that are great. Doodle Buddy is a longtime favorite of a lot of people, giving a doodle option that you can easily select paint and the type of paint and drawing. Very easy for a number of people to use. It also has a typeset on there. Lots and lots of different art images. What I encourage you to do is maybe try those 3 out that I have suggested that we really, really like. And then that sort of opens up the window or the door for exploring others. And just going on to your search engine and simply putting in what it is for an art app that you're looking for. So when I search for an art app, I search for keywords like basic, easy to use, multi-touch, all of those kinds of things, interactive, step-by-step instructions, and see what you can find. There's a ton of stuff out there. Please let me know what you're using. We love using the iPad to create in our group. It just gives us another way to explore art and enjoy what it is we have out there. We can save them into our picture folder and look back at them as a slideshow. We can print them out and frame them and use them for gifts. I've had individuals create on the Fluid Light app and print it out on a very large scale and have it in an art show. Again, beautiful, beautiful options. At the end, I am going to post a series of pictures that have been created by those people that I work with that have been using the iPad to create, with just some of the examples of what can be done and what they enjoy doing. Have a fabulous week, and I hope you have time to use your device to go and do some creating and exploring. Have some pictures. I would love to see them posted and to see what you do. Thanks for joining me and letting me share some of the great things that we have been able to explore on the iPad, and just another way of enjoying and expressing. Have a great week. We'll see you on Find It Friday.